Okay. Welcome, guys, to the Nigerian Abroad podcast. Before I go on, let me just tease us. We have merch.
Have you seen our mug,
merch.
guys?
Cheers.
Have you seen our mug?
Cling, cling, cling. Okay. So as you can see and probably hear, I have guests on the show today. And today, I like to think of myself today as an Olodo in this episode because I just I don't know what's happening. First of all, it was Auntie Kemi and her deportation bill. And then the white paper, something. I feel like I have just dissociated from everything immigration rules and the UK because it feels like the moment I'm like, okay, I think I can deal with this. Okay, we're ready. Then next week there's like, actually we're not done. Let's just add something else to this. So basically today we're going to talk about the new immigration kini what that has come out. Which day did it come out? 1st of July.
Actually, there were two. One was on the 28th of June. Then another one came on the 1st of July.
I don't know anything.
But I think that 1st of July one is pretty much like what everyone might be interested in.
At this point, all I'm interested in is making money because it feels like when I say, okay, this is my plan. By this time, I'll have done this regarding settlement status. They're like, well, not really. You're still not part of us. So anyway, so introductions. I have two very amazing people on this podcast today to break everything down.
Hola.
Pen and paper, because I also want to know what my status is.
Very important.
So I have Omotolu and Violet here. So Omotolu is I'm going to remember this, dual qualified solicitor in the UK and Nigeria.
Yay, she did it. Very proud of her.
And Violet is a Nigerian certified lawyer and a legal consultant in the UK.
Yeah.
I crammed this.
I'm very proud of you.
Ding, ding.
Like, just 5 minutes.
Okay. And I didn't look at my phone.
Memory verse.
So let's just get straight into it. What has happened? What did you hear, please? I think I'll ask you this way. What are the major areas? Because I feel like there's some areas that people are very, very, very interested in when it comes to who can come in from Nigeria and what route, and the people who are currently here. So I'm going to start with you, Omotolu. Let's see what are like the categories that we're going to touch on in this topic, in this episode today.
So I remember last time that I was on this podcast.
repeating guests.
Yeah. Two times.
Sorry guys, we're not one-time guests. So last time I was on this podcast, I remember we're speaking about the skilled worker visa and like things that obviously were happening in the healthcare sector, how people are more or less being exploited in terms of coming to the UK and there's no work and all of that. Well,
and then buying visas.
Yeah, buying visas. Plot twist. A lot more has happened since
Guy.
then.
It looks like they heard
Surprise!
They probably heard the podcast.
They had the podcast.
It's not me. I'm not the one that is seeing people. It's not me. I am not the home office. Sorry, please.
Oh my God.
I plead the fifth. If I can plead it.
Plus, we're just advising. We not say that's actually what you should do.
So what has happened now is just a couple of days ago, which is the 1st of July, the Home Office came with some statement of changes with respect to the skilled worker visa. And I think some of the sectors that potentially were affected, major sectors affected was the healthcare sector. And there are also changes with respect to the salary threshold, which previously was 38,700, but now it has changed to 41,700.
So it's like the 38,000 marker, like for every role.
Yeah, that's for like the general skilled worker visa.
General
threshold.
skilled worker visa.
Yes,
Okay.
And initially we had the general skilled worker visa threshold. We also had those that could apply under the new entrants. We also had people that were on the immigration salary list. But now what the Home Office has done is they've pretty much brought in some changes to the threshold itself, which is now from 38,000 41,700 now to 41,700. So they've increased it by 3K.
Even the people that are UK national are not earning 41,000. What?
Even the 38.
Even the 38 was a problem. Imagine the 38 was a problem.
So was that the same for the care? Because I know the care industry had like was it a lower threshold?
Yeah, so they had a lower salary threshold which they could come under, and that was under the immigration because they fell under the immigration salary list. So what they would have been earning would have been considerably lower than what was the general skilled worker threshold at the time. But now what the Home Office has done is, in fact, they've even removed lower discount. They basically said that no lower discount is applying to any sector whatsoever. They've also said that those in the healthcare sector, particularly those with the code 6135 and 6136, those people can no longer they can no longer recruit there's no overseas recruitment essentially in that sector anymore. So it's cancelled. Like if you were thinking that you will come from Nigeria through the care visa route.
You can't come in from Nigeria.
Yes, through from care. I think from the 22nd of July, you can no longer come in through the care visa route. It's gone. So in case you were planning to come, I'm so sorry to be the bearer.
Come after
20.
Okay, so that means you have between now and
22nd, which is how many days? In hindsight, it's not gonna happen,
it's
guys.
actually not funny because
it's not.
On one aspect, what is the UK? What is their plan regarding the healthcare sector then? Like, because that is a huge, like, when it comes to workforce and like the UK nationals, they don't really want that job. It is people who are coming from. Yes, it actually is a way for most people to migrate, but it is still a huge addition to the healthcare system.
I think one of the major issues for the Home Office was the way that sector was being exploited and abused. We had situations where people were coming from abroad and they were coming to places that had no jobs.
That's
true. They were either paying for COS, which is illegal to begin with. Yeah. But people still, you have companies that would probably, if their quota was about 10, they'll start taking about 200 people over the quota that the Home Office has assigned to them with respect to the COS, issuing out fake COS and putting people in more problems. Yeah. And then there's no job. You're coming to a new country, no job, and you don't have any, like, there's no source of income. Your visa is already restricted as it is. So it's just to kind of curb and just limit immigration. So I think what the Home Office is trying to do is kind of restrict immigration, because there's been a lot of influx of immigrants, and it has affected pretty much all the sectors in the UK, like in terms of like the education sector, in terms of like even healthcare, receiving healthcare in the UK, even housing. A lot of sectors has been affected, so they are trying to kind of streamline it and just make it accessible to those who are already here in some sense. Okay. And the only way they can do that is if they are very strict with the rules.
Don't come. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what they have done. So I think some of the changes with respect to, and just narrowing it down to the healthcare sector alone, that's the care sector, like I said, overseas recruitment is no longer tenable from the 22nd.
So just overseas recruitment. So for instance, if I have no care experience and I want to go into the care sector and I'm living here, can I now get like a visa sponsorship from that?
So with respect to people that are already here, there has also been limitations and restrictions to that, in the sense that, let's say for instance,
you just said it.
if you were on the healthcare visa, let's say before the April 2024 rules, that's before healthcare visa, if you're sponsored on that healthcare visa, you should be fine, and you can still switch into the healthcare sector until I think the 22nd of July 2028. So you can change employers, you can if you want to change employers, you have to 2028.
But within
the healthcare sector. Now, if you are a student that has been working maybe in the healthcare sector, and that company then wanted to sponsor you, they may be able to sponsor you, but you would have to, there are stricter conditions in that way. You have to show that you've been working for that company for at least 3 months. And the way that you have
3 years.
3 months.
How long have I been schooling?
And the way you would have to show it is through your pay slips, through employment contracts and all of that. So if you can show that when they issue you the COS, so it's 3 months from the date you were issued the COS, I think, from the date you issued the COS. So let's say if you have been issued the COS.
It's 3 months from whenever you've worked, because you know that students are allowed to work 20 hours.
Yeah.
So if they've been working 20 hours, because of course they were students, And then after that, they wanted to get a skilled worker or a healthcare visa from the same company. They can do that because 20 hours still counts as you working for them.
Yeah.
So then they can give you the COS afterwards because you don't need a COS because you still have your student visa.
You still have your student visa, but it's just to show that you've been employed by that sector anyways for 3 months. Exactly. So even when they issue you the COS, one of the things that obviously from the employer's point of view, before a COS will be issued to them, they would have to show the Home Office that this person has been working with them for at least 3 months. Before the Home Office will issue them, we give them that COS.
But that's for people working within the healthcare sector.
Yes, that's for people working within the healthcare sector, whether you're a student, whether you are...
Let's say I was working in tech and I want to switch. Not sure that's ever going to ever happen to somebody that they will switch from tech to healthcare, but maybe passion. Maybe passion. Like this is like, I'm very passionate about cleaning
that's
sheets
a very
or something.
expressive passion.
Very passionate about cleaning sheets. No shade to healthcare, but I've been a care worker, so I feel like I can say
traumatized.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Let's not.
Have you been punched before? I've been punched. Anyway, so let's say somebody wants to switch from tech or something to healthcare. Is that the same? Would that be the same?
You still have to. It won't be possible because
I don't think you can because you're crossing industries.
So crossing industries is not.
Yes, it's not. Just like she said, till 2028, you won't be able to cross industries if I'm not wrong. Before 2028. By 2028, I guess you can probably do that and get away with it until the white paper stuff is sorted out before we can determine.
And I think one of the key things is that you see that 3 months thing is also very key. So if you're even going to say you want to switch into the healthcare sector, if you've not been working for that company for at least 3 months, you're not going to get in there. Like, you can't even issue you the COS.
So how will I even start working, maybe part-time job or getting small agency hours?
I think what the Home Office is trying to do is they're trying to ultimately curb down people getting into the healthcare sector through whatever means, just for them to be able to regularize their stay, continuously and all of that. They are just trying to limit that and put a limit to it. So that's the part in respect to the healthcare sector.
Okay.
Now, if you're working for like NHS and all of that, those ones are still relatively exempt in a way because I think for NHS, this 3 months thing would affect more private organizations that do healthcare services.
Okay.
So all these agencies that maybe put people on shift at different organizations, those are the ones that majorly will be impacted. But if you're working like with the NHS, under the NHS scheme, I think they've already increased their salary within the band because it's by band level. So I think what you potentially would need to meet would be the pay scale for that band, not necessarily the pay scale for what is going to be applicable with respect to if you're in the care sector, because for the care sector, what they've done is they've increased it to 28,300. So if someone wants to employ you in the healthcare sector as a care worker in a private organization, they must be paying you at least 28,300 or even the higher salary. I think the higher salary now is about is that the 41K?
No, I don't think I think they are exempt from the threshold thing because considering that the healthcare jobs are
but they already increased that discount because I know new entrant that used to be 30,960 now has gone up onto 33,100.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
It's no longer 30,960. It's now 33,000 for just new entrants alone. I know new entrants.
Yeah.
People that are allowed to enter new entrants are probably just finished uni and they were on postgraduate for at least 2 years. At least in the last 2 years, but now they've already increased it to 33,300, and more so they've already said that depending on the sector you want to get into, typically you'll be allowed to get like all these discounts, but they are scrapping away those discounts, which means even if for new entrants you have to meet that 33,000, the new 33,000 rule. Now, if your role was potentially because what new entrant says is that whichever is higher of that 33,000 or 70% of the standard rates of your occupation code. So if your occupation code potentially a standard rate was, let's say, about 45,000, and on the Home Office pay scale, 70% was, according to the Home Office, because they are the one that will calculate that 7%. There's an icon menu that calculates all the 90%, 80%, 70%, and all of that. So if you check that pay scale, if the 70% there is like let's say about 40K, and you wanted to go under the new entrance, unfortunately you may not be able to go under new entrance because 40K is higher than the 33,000. So the company would have to still be paying you whichever is higher of 70% of that going rate or the standard for new entrants. So what they've essentially done is just make it more limiting for people. And it's going to I don't even know. I don't know.
Let me butt in here. I would like to play devil's advocate in this case. Well, when I say
Why?
I would say devil's advocate because
Why? For the UK? Why?
Yeah, for the UK in this circumstance, because we have to look at the reasons why they're actually doing this. And if you have paid attention a bit to what's been going on for the past, I think since last year actually, or even beyond that, the UK had already been struggling with an overflow of immigrants.
True.
And to be honest, the truth is that it actually will affect everyone. The economy will be affected, which is what has been happening,
Can't even get out now.
Yeah, because I know companies that were doing well. I was working for a charity before that was pretty much sponsored by the Home Office, and they did a lot of mass, redundancy for a lot of employees because Home Office was running out of cash, naturally, because you have a lot of asylum seekers, you have a lot of people. Even the asylum seekers are not even legitimate. A bunch of them are illegitimate. Some of them make up these stories, to say the least, and all of that. So because of that, their hands are tied, as Home Office in this instance, on how they can allocate these funds to who and to what. So at the end of the day, you're spending money on people who actually don't need it. And then the people who actually need it are not able to access it, you get. So when they created this rule, and I look at the issue of, displaced people from outside of the country. For instance, I heard of a story from my colleague, this guy go to the UK, go to the airport, was calling the healthcare agency that gave him visa and didn't pick. So you can imagine that's one out of probably 1,000 other cases. Yeah. So imagine you have a family, you've packed up from wherever you're coming from Nigeria, packed up your job, sold everything, you've come here, you want to start a fresh life. It may be a family of 4, 5 or whatever. And then you get here and care agency has been communicating with you. Oh, everything is when you come, call here. And then you get to Heathrow and then you're calling and then nobody's picking up. Do you know the kind of confusion? Where are you going to start from? Do you get? So because of that, the government is saying instead of having these people displaced, you increase the chances of crime, you will increase the chance of desperation on the street, you will increase probably, more healthcare issues and stuff. Yeah. Why don't we try and sort out those who are in the country already? And then from there...
Are they going to do that though?
Well, now that's another question. Because with this salary threshold thing, it absolutely now makes it a bit stringent. But I think the whole idea is prioritizing these guys. Yes. I feel at the point of decision, because we know these things, as much as there are general rules when it comes to it, internally I reckon sometimes it still falls on the case worker, to use their discretion reasonably to, consider some of the things. Yeah. Because I'm sure there are people who didn't entirely meet all these statutory requirements, but they still got their visas, right? Yeah. Because there are some compassionate grounds on which, or human rights grounds, that you want to consider somebody in that kind of situation. So I
think if you want to remove the human rights grounds,
they can't.
They can't.
UCHR will come for them.
So wait, I want to go back to that conversation of discounts, not necessarily discounts for like healthcare stuff. I know that when people who work in healthcare, they basically don't have to pay the health surcharge. Is that still the same?
Yes. They haven't changed that.
For the rest of the muggles that are not healthcare, what is the health surcharge situation? Is it still
it's
that
still the
whole
same.
1,030.
It's still the same. It's 1,035.
1,035.
I think it's 5.
1,035.
1,035.
1,000 sha.
I just look at it as 1K, like
1K with some change,
50 pounds,
some extra change.
No.
It's not up to 100 pounds, sha.
In fact, beyond that, to be honest, I have to give it to the NHS. Although, it goes without saying they should get these things because of the kind of time that they put into care for other people. There are other benefits that the NHS staff gets.
Yeah, definitely.
Discounts on meals, discount on certain stores, even shopping, maternity stuff, children.
All this Costco, they have a Costco card and all of that.
And all of that,
Yeah,
so
they do get benefits and all of that. But I think one of the things that's really going to impact the NHS because a lot of their workforce are immigrants. So this is obviously going to change the dynamics of how they obviously recruit as well. So if you're not already in the sector,
systems,
my dear, it's going to be more difficult for you to get in.
My dream of being an EMT is just down the drain.
Not really,
You
Sha.
never know.
Anything can happen. I mean, this just came about.
We
They are
haven't
still
heard
going to be
the
reviewed.
big one is still coming.
To be fair, they
So
are
we
still
waiting.
going
Okay.
to be reviews.
Let's
And I
see.
think one of the things that aside from even the immigration, like now what has happened, because they've already increased the salary threshold, at least 180 jobs now have been removed, and they won't be able to meet that salary threshold anymore. So I think what they then did was they've updated the immigration salary list, and then we have one called the temporary shortage list. Now for that temporary shortage list, they've pulled, and what the Home Office has done is there are some sectors that they feel they are still important, so they've put them in that temporary shortage list temporarily. The list will still be reviewed, I think, by the end of 2026. So there are some jobs, like you see jobs like maybe data analysts, business analysts, like a lot of jobs in either the there are particular sectors that they focused on, respectively, either the tech space or whatever, that they are on that temporary shortage list. So people can still get into those roles and still, like, whatever salary cap they have to meet in those roles, I think they would be able to still get into those roles, but there's still going to be changes. I think the Migration Advisory Committee would be reviewing the list at least every 6 months to see if they should extend.
So there's probably going to be a change in next 6 months.
Exactly.
You see my problem. You see.
They are really, no, I know.
Actually,
They are
you said
really,
as you're trying to warm up to one, they're slapping you with another one.
my dear, it's a game of cards, so may the best.
Okay. I want to talk about something. So we have sort of covered these health issues. What happens to families? And it is a common thing for, especially with Nigerians, I don't know about other nationalities, but for Nigerians to sell their belongings in Nigeria for a visa. Most of the time, it is because one of them, say husband or wife, has gotten a student visa or something. They've gotten admission to do their masters. And in hindsight, you're looking at it's not really something to go about if you are selling everything just to become a student with limited hours and stuff. The other person is dependent and one person is really working hard and stuff. What is now in place for families and kids, and what are the changes now?
Okay, I think I will start from that temporary shortage list I mentioned. So you remember, like, the cutoff date is the 22nd of July. Now I know that for anybody
2 weeks, 2 weeks.
that is applying under the temporary shortage list, you can no longer bring dependents. Yeah, you can't bring dependents anymore. So it's just anybody that is in country that wants to go to that, that's fine. I think people that are already in country, they potentially may be fine, but with respect to the main applicant, as for the dependents, it poses the question of whether or not they will be able to switch under them in hindsight. And what the Home Office is trying to do is, even if you're going to let's say, for instance, if you're going to renew your visa post 22nd of July, whatever salary cap that you were on previously, because there wasn't a transition period for people that were already on the
it's like this
on the
affects me.
route.
Wait.
There wasn't a transition period for people that were already on the route. There wasn't. So and from that, what I understood from that is, if you're going to renew your visa, whatever salary threshold is in place at the time when you were renewing your visa is what you must meet. So this has the implication of actually impacting people that are already here legally on a skilled worker visa with a salary threshold that may not meet the current standard salary threshold. And also people that maybe want to switch to that to any job that is on the temporary shortage list that already have dependents.
Okay,
so there's a possibility that they may not be able to put their dependents on their visas anymore.
Question mark. So this only applies to like skilled worker visa, right?
So it applies, So with respect to global talent visas,
I need to check.
Global talent visas and the rest, they are all still fine. Because to be fair, people on global talent visas,
there's no salary threshold.
There's no salary threshold for them in hindsight.
Yeah,
and
because
you have to bear in mind though. Dependent visa application, there's no salary threshold for dependent visa application. If the main applicant meets the threshold for them, dependents are fine. So now, there's no cap for like dependent will meet a salary threshold.
Okay, if the main applicant, I'm really asking for myself in this case. If the main applicant is on a global talent, there's no salary threshold
for
or
global
anything?
talent
Global
visa,
talents
no.
are exempted.
That they
exempt because
they're exempted.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's because I reckon
Abi, is it now? Let's prove what have you committed to the
I think it's
community.
because they bring more
Yeah.
into the economy.
They add value to the
and,
economy.
and their value increases.
Okay,
It could increase, it could decrease, but
Okay.
yeah, so
I'm
They
fine
add
now.
and most of them are probably
You're good, girl.
self-employed.
If somebody asks me what contribution am I bringing to this country, I'm paying tax. I'm paying
tax
taxes.
it's a very
Tax
contribution,
is
to be
is
fair.
extra-
Excuse
very,
me, I
very,
work in
very-
education. I help mold younglings.
Future.
Please. Anyway.
So even for I think one of the things that may bring a lot of uncertainties, because if you as a main applicant cannot even renew your visa, then obviously
Your dependent
it's gonna,
cannot, yeah.
your dependents cannot renew their visas because their visa status flows from you.
Which to me is where I fault, some of the rules that they're introducing.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Imagine I've been here with my family, with my kids for the past 3-4 years, for instance, or let's say 3 years. I still have 2 years on my timeline to meet up with ILR application, and then I have to maybe renew my visa from 3 years to renew it for the next 2 years. You're telling me that my kids cannot? It doesn't make sense. So what do you want us to do now? We're going to go back where now? To the village.
I don't know that
And
country.
start all
Sorry.
over. Do you get me? Where are you going to start from? It doesn't make sense.
you see
Which makes me feel like these things will still be reviewed in the long run, because
Yeah,
it's sort of
definitely.
like breaches the whole idea of private life in the UK, because you have to consider what the European court or the European human rights convention is saying about things like this. You have to consider private life. You have
Oh,
to
I expect
consider
pushback
family
for
life.
sure.
Really.
I expect
Yeah.
pushback for sure. I think I'm
not-
expecting someone to go to the
the
High Court
European
to go
court
and
to go and even
go and
challenge
review
this
this
whole
challenge
thing.
this
This
whole
5 years to ILR thing is even
that's why the
to
white
me,
paper
it
thing-
is the most. I don't know what to say, because an instance. Myself is the instance actually, but came in as a student. So technically, this is my 5th year in the UK. So I should be somewhat
Even me, oh.
right? Okay. But then, after my 1 year, I did graduate route. So Abi, and then when I switched on to becoming my husband's dependent and all, my dear, I'm on year 2 now. So apparently I'm just
That's so
and I think the
After.
other day my husband was like, so we're gonna be 5 years in the UK. I'm like, technically no, I'm year
just
2.
2 years.
I'm just 2 years in. I'm like, I've been paying tax for 5 years. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's just crossed out. Like I need to understand that concept. Like, why? To be fair, I fault that agent, by the way. That's
Oh, by the way, just to clarify, this new rules would affect just people that maybe they're making. So because I know that there's been some transitional arrangement with respect to people that were either on the rules before the March rules came into play. Those ones still continue.
which
per
month?
usual.
Sorry, this year.
No, last.
Okay,
I mean, the
okay,
one
okay,
for
yeah, last
one,
year.
yeah,
Okay, yes.
2024.
I was like,
Their salary threshold, their salary threshold is still
Still
the same.
Still the
They
same,
don't have
okay.
to. They potentially may not have to meet.
so
the
who are the
new
people
one.
that it might potentially
So
affect?
the ones that may affect are people that joined after that March
March
11.
24th.
Exactly.
2024, sorry.
After that March 2024.
But you don't fall in that category now.
and all
I
of
know,
that.
but I'm saying for other people that actually
Yeah.
fall in.
So those are the ones that it will potentially affect. People that were post March 2024 rules. So in a way, they've made it retrospective in a way.
Yes, that's the
Somehow.
retrospective.
They've made it retrospective, but they've limited it because it's going to affect millions of people.
It
sure.
would, because a lot of people switched from that time to the healthcare sector
sector.
after that 2024
Exactly.
period.
Was it like supposed to be like a question? Okay, I'm now in healthcare or something.
And
like
also people that their salary threshold was like that 38,700
oh, they now switch
and they want to switch to, maybe they are trying to renew again, they potentially may have to meet the
They
new
may.
41.
But it could be
1,000.
arguable for them.
But yeah,
It
exactly.
could be arguable because
Okay.
they're already in the sector. What are you expecting them to do? What
What
are
are
you
you
expecting
expecting
their
them
employers
to do? Okay,
to just
okay,
increase
okay,
their
okay.
salary?
So exactly. So if your employer is not willing to increase your salary by 3K plus, and you want to
That's
renew,
another thing. Your
You want to
employer is
renew-
not willing to.
exactly,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you want to renew, let's say after July,
But then,
we should
but
start
then
reevaluating.
yeah, but then the catch would be that employer that wants to take you out and look for a cheaper person, if they cannot meet up with the 3K additional, where are you going to get them from? Respectfully, these folks, they don't do this. They don't like this job.
They don't.
So at
Actually.
the end of the day, it's still the immigrants that get
I
to do
like,
the
I like,
job.
I like the way you say respectfully.
Well,
'Cause-
respectfully,
Disrespectfully.
please.
No, because there's a lot of things that are uncertain. And I know a lot of people, in fact, since the rules came into my phone has not stopped bring it. I've just been,
Tell
I've
me
left
about
it.
it.
I just left it there.
I didn't even
For
know.
a reason, because
Just like
because I'm like,
they have changed
I
something.
want to read this. I want it to. This
I
is
feel
still
like-
assimilated in my
I
brain.
feel like
in a way.
I'm in this. I'm in this state now where I'm just like.
It's
It's still warming. It's actually receiving the changes.
I feel like
yet.
I'm in this state where I'm just like, oh, they have changed something. Okay,
What next?
how do I adjust?
No matter what, you guys, people in your category, you guys have nothing to worry about. To be honest, I mean, you should just, except you're just advocating for the less privileged, but you're really in the clear, because global talent guys would always be at an advantage,
They'll always
especially
be.
if
Always.
they got their visa.
Guys, I'm global talent.
I mean, 2 years.
Yeah,
come on. But you cannot just come out of nowhere and just say you can't do that,
Yeah.
because they're already functioning on an existing law.
That's one of
in the first place.
the things I just realized. As much as I always like, one of the things I'm very passionate about is art, like in the UK, like performing arts. I don't even know about visual art and stuff, but performing arts and stuff, there's very little funding that goes into it, and like structure and stuff like that. So every dance job I'd applied for and all of that and stuff, they'd be like, you have the right to work in this, because there's no funding to even sponsor them and stuff. But in this way, it's always like, because there is no structure to hold them down, it kind of works out that I have proven myself that I'm a global talent person. Which, by the way, is hard to be global talent in art. Like, it's not like
True.
it's easy in tech, all of that, but I feel like for tech, there's like
For people
structure.
that are outside the tech,
Because of
outside the tech
creativity.
space, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
creativity side.
The
can
creativity
be
side is
maybe
hard
more-
to prove.
Yeah.
And to have like markers as per at this point I did this and this and this, because art is subjective. There's how do you prove different ways, and if you even see the application, the requirements,
Yeah, and also you're competing with the best of
you're
the
competing
best.
with the best of the
You
best.
have
So
to
to
be. You have to
prove
be. If you're
that,
not there,
Top-notch.
I
you
am
have
a
to be here.
global talent in art, it is a thing and all of that stuff. So it is a little bit validating when it feels like, okay, we don't know how to examine you guys, so just yes, you're fine, I'm fine. I feel like that is
everything is case by case. That's why it's case by case. What,
And I think that's why the government will not tamper with global talent, because they're not just bringing economical value to the UK. They're also bringing creativity
Creativity,
and cultural value as well.
cultural divergence,
Since
and
UK cannot
also
steal
opening
artifacts
them
again.
up more to
also like
Yeah.
diversity and whatever
Exactly.
they're bringing in as
Exactly.
well.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
adding value to the economy in hindsight.
Okay. So the
So-
question that most people want to know now is, how long, I say most people as if I know, how long will it now take us to become citizens?
The normal time now.
By the
No,
way,
so
before you
that's
even
not
proceed,
changed.
I was going to say something about, you were saying, oh, you've been here 5 years. What does it count for? It still
It
counts
counts
to your
for
10 years.
long residence route. So let's say, for instance,
So the graduate route 2 years.
Yeah, it
I thought say
counts.
it cross out.
no, it counts.
No, it doesn't.
It counts.
It counts
So
so long as you've been in the UK.
the 5 years is for work,
So-
like people that are either
Unskilled
on
work
the
direct.
skilled
Wait, I'm
work.
confused. So
So there's two routes.
Okay.
There's the 5-year route that talks about if you
Through
work in
skilled
the
work
UK
visa.
through the skilled worker visa.
Mhm.
That's the 5-year route.
Yeah.
There's the 10 years long residence route that basically says if you have been on any valid visa for a continuous period
Obviously,
of
not a
10
visiting
years,
visa.
not a
I know.
visiting visa,
I need to do some calculations.
then if
It
it's
still counts
10
to
years,
10
it
years,
counts
yeah.
towards the
Oh
10
my
years long
gosh.
residence route.
So it
You
still
get-
counts
so
to
technically you're
something.
on year 7. And
No,
you-
no,
Wait,
she's
wait,
on
I'm
year
still on year
5.
5.
She's on year 5.
Oh, sorry, year
So,
5
because it
rather.
was inside the
Year-
5 that
exactly.
too.
You're on year 5
So
per the route. So if
Uh-huh.
year 10 will be the next 5 years. But I
2030.
anticipate that you probably get
You get it before then. Now.
you will
For
get
your-
to
in
your
3
5
years
years
now.
so wait,
before
is
the
it
next 5 years.
that's permanent residency like ILR?
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
But wait, I'm wait.
So let's say I did 2 master's degree. 2 years both. Both of them were 2 years.
As 4
2 years, that's 4 years already.
I think I'm pained about it because
That's 4 years. And then
Why?
after that second
People
people on
Master's
master's
skilled,
years
no,
to get.
people on skilled worker will get it in 5 years, and me, I'm like, because I'm just here, I'll get it in 10 years.
unless you now did a PhD, which is another 3 years. So
Yes.
that's 4 plus 3, that's 7
That's
years.
7.
You technically have just 3 more years to
To make
apply
it
for
up,
the 10 year long.
So if
long
you get a
residence
job,
route.
for instance,
If
and
you not
they
get a
won't
job,
help you for that 3
and
years,
that job is for
you can
3 years, you
apply
can apply after the 10th year.
year.
So I can just be here.
But how can you just
But
be here?
It's money now. You forgot the amount of money you spend for 2 master's degree and 1 PhD, bro.
See. Okay, wait. What apart from rest of mind, what does ILR give you?
Ayala,
Yeah.
my
It
dear,
gives you a lot.
it gives you a lot, though.
In fact,
Can I see? Do I need to apply for visas to travel?
it depends on what country now.
So no, it doesn't give me anything.
No, like visa to travel where? Like it's just like having your citizen. It's
Yeah.
just like now with your what's it called? With your current visa, There's certain countries you can go to without applying for a visa now because you have a UK
permanent resident
visa.
Yes.
The important
Not
one
even,
is
even,
Schengen.
not even, she's not yet a permanent resident. I'm saying even as she is now under a global talent, she can travel to places like Montenegro, some parts of Europe.
But everybody can travel to Montenegro now.
No. People in Nigeria, can they just wake up and say,
They cannot?
No, they cannot.
Oh, so it's UK.
It's Europe now because UK is still location situated geographically. Is in Europe.
You have the thing that allows you.
My own is no. Do you know why? Because I've really experienced a lot with the Schengen visa application. So I'm like, that's the one I need to know.
Schengen has its issues. Schengen is separate. It applies for Schengen countries.
Okay.
It's not everything, but it counts for something. Even with your citizenship, you cannot go just wake up and go to any country anyhow. And say,
You cannot ETA
no.
now. Oh, British citizens are now doing ETA even to go to Europe or even US,
there's some
whatever.
countries you have to.
You will do.
And that's the whole idea of European Union or not. UK being
The
EU
minute UK left EU like this, that Schengen status.
But don't worry,
they lost
is trying to twist.
I think it's trying to
It's trying to go back.
Trying to do something.
They should better do it.
It is twisting
whatever it's trying
Kemi's
to do,
head
we should do it.
and
I think
twisting.
it's even
the
better for
tourists.
them if I'm not inside because I think they benefited from.
I don't know if you want us to have that conversation
Let's have
because
it.
I am all for European Union. I mean, although I know that they are worried about the way these guys will be trooping in as regarding immigration, but they can have rules too.
They can have
curb
rules like we're
that,
having here, Abi.
you know. And I also think that the independence of the pound or the independence of the economical system in the UK also gives them some negotiating power on the world view. So on the global scale. So that's another thing. That's negotiating power. You know.
It's important for them, and
It
the
actually
truth
counts.
is,
Let me know
since
where I
they
can
left,
travel
since
to.
they left, since British,
You can go to quite a lot of places.
UK left Brexit, things it pretty much. opened
Can't
the
you see what is
floodgates.
happening?
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
even need
yeah.
to look too far.
It opened
Under
the
your
floodgates
nose.
to a lot of things.
We are suffering.
Do you know
it.
what? You know the way in Nigeria,
But it is what it is. We
when
are
they
guests.
say if you want to
innit?
start a conversation with a Nigerian, you just be like, Tinubu, in the UK, you just be like, Brexit, Just
Brexit.
just like even before I fully understood the concept. Obviously, in Nigeria, you read about it. You have the general idea. Apart from you guys, that to know, but us, the muggles, that just like, Brexit, I'll just come here and people just any small thing, price of bread, Brexit, this is Brexit. So I'm just like, that is the one thing that
before Brexit was like.
But check it now.
Because
Even
basically
down
the people
to
that even voted
bus-
for it are
bus
actually
tickets.
regretting that decision. So
I'm not sure they were thinking
Standard of
clearly
living.
when
Even
they were
standard of
I
doing
mean
living that
Donald
increased.
Trump. So
clearly they weren't thinking. But now they are being forced to think.
oh my man,
Sorry, I took us back. So go on with your question.
no.
It's just to let you know
I
that your
get
time is
that.
not wasting. Yeah. It's still counting for something.
Thank you. So, what are some myths that you've heard about these new? Like, what are the? Let me not say myths. What are the? You said your phone was blown up. What are the questions that you got? People are like, does that mean that if I blink now, I can't stay?
I think a lot of people are in panic mode. I saw questions with respect. People saying, maybe it's now time for me to buy the COS now. And I'm like,
This is the worst time for
this
you
is
to
the
buy
worst,
CS.
absolute worst
It's even worse.
time to buy a COS because
Wait, they were asking that question.
I ain't gonna work, darling. It's
Buying
not gonna
COS.
work. They were like, will you say it's the best time for someone to buy COS? I'm like, first of all, buying COS has never been anything.
Why are you even
ever
thinking
ever?
about that?
It's a
Secondly-
crime.
Secondly, it even puts you in more. It's like double jeopardy.
Put you in more shit.
Yeah.
Put you in more
Because-
problems because the
if
way
they-
the new rules are coming and the way they've structured it, it's very tight that it will be difficult for you to kind of wiggle your way around it.
And another thing is that at the back end of decision making for like on a case by case basis, there are certain things I'm sure the Home Secretary must have told caseworkers by now.
Yeah.
When you're looking at applications that we wouldn't know. Look out for this, look out for this. If you're suspecting this and they will just look for one rule that backs up one thing. and
Don't
then
buy COS.
So the summary of the matter is whether
Don't
in
do
the
it,
past or
darling.
in the
Don't
present or
buy
in the future,
COS,
don't
like-
engage in this thing. Just save yourself the trouble.
Like, take
Of
that
putting
money
yourself
and go
in all of that
and
and do
enroll
other
yourself in
things.
school and just go to student visa and start your even if it's not.
Actually, like just do a student
Honestly,
visa, like
There are other options available to you. You
Go
don't
to
necessarily
another country.
go to another country. see.
Canada.
Honestly,
Jesus.
a lot of people are actually considering moving from the UK. I know quite a number of people that have actually they are already
know,
in the process of
mean,
leaving the United Kingdom.
Gloria, you know Gloria, right? Gloria posted on her story and she's like, for all my UK people, this was after Auntie Kemi posted her deportation. She was like, for all my UK people, I'm posting France opportunities right now. Just in case. She's like, what is going on in that country, please? And she really was just sharing. Me and I messaged her. She was like, okay, have a look at this and this and this. Because I was like, hey, I don't even know what's going on. And she's like, no. You guys are really going through it. Have a look at this.
I don't even know what to blame with respect to how things got bad in the UK. Whether the previous government or...
Well, it's relative. The arguments for both sides, to be honest.
It's
because
just,
I've heard valid arguments of how that the Tories were already fixing the economy before
I think that, okay, what I
It's
noticed,
relative.
I'm not even trying to diagnose what went wrong, but from the moment where, because the year before I came, that was when they were like, when you're a student, after which you have to leave. If you don't get a job, you have to leave, blah, 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 blah. So most people just stopped coming and they realized that, oh my gosh, we do need immigration. We're losing people. And then they introduced this graduate route visa. And people are like, 2 years, no work, opportunities to whatever. And then they came in. So it was not like you being already here and then not seeing enough opportunities, because let's face it, opportunities are quite limited.
That 2 years goes fast.
And then 2 years goes fast.
Yeah.
It goes quick.
2 years goes fast. And then you now realize that, okay, I'm here, no job yet, because nobody wants to offer me a job. Once companies here, I need a they have pictures.
Honestly. And it's funny to me, because if I was going to advise UK companies, it just although they may be lost to whatever, to choke this idea. Somebody wants to come and work for you. You do not have the money, which is I think 1.5 or 2K, depending on the company, or 2K plus thereabouts, to sponsor them.
It's more than that,
No, for them to get the license. No, it's not.
For them to get license, depends on the number of years that they want to do uniform.
No.
They pay ISC to go.
No.
Are you talking about going on the sponsors list?
Yes, I'm saying yes.
going
Yeah,
on
go on sponsor
list
list.
is
It's not
a big-
difficult.
yeah, it's not difficult. to
It's
go
not
on sponsors
expensive.
list.
So if I were
It's the
them,
sponsoring
is to
part.
just tell them, okay, we don't have it at the moment, but we are willing to work up a payment plan with you to see how we can get it. Do you get what I mean? And of course, Nigerians are happy to do that.
Well, you fair
stagger the
actually.
payments.
Nigerians are actually happy to do that. But what we say about companies that make the promise and they're like, we don't have that, but we will do it for you. And then once this person's time's about to come up, they're like, well, actually, we've changed our minds. Just
There must have been reasons for them to change their mind.
yeah, like
Sometimes it's nothing. It's nothing. It's just that
but
maybe
see,
they
even if
cannot take up the financial.
Exactly.
But even if they've changed their
that
mind,
is not-
I
you
feel
will
like
always-
giving
you
them
will always
notice.
have
How much is it?
Giving them notice.
You always have to look at it from a business perspective, and I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm speaking for myself and my experience, because of I knew how much, like, in the immigration sector, and how much it is to sponsor one person, and the way businesses work. There are people that, even if they are saying they want to work for you, they are also using you to get into the system in hindsight. So even if you sponsor them, they're like, okay, if I get my door in here, at least I know that, I'll work for a bit. But they have the intention of leaving. So now, let's break it down. A company spends relatively almost, let's say less than, because let's not, at least a good company for for the 3-year visa, they'll spend nothing less than £5,000 to be able to sponsor you. This includes getting on the sponsored list. This includes them paying IHS skills. This includes compliance with the Home Office standard with respect to them monitoring, like ensuring.
IHS thing. Some companies have asked people to pay for their own
They
IHS.
shouldn't be. ISC, not
Okay,
IHS.
okay,
There's
okay,
ISC,
okay.
Immigration Skills Charge, which a company would pay
Must
to the
pay,
Home
yeah.
Office. There's IHS, which is what
You
the
are paying
applicant
for
are
health.
paying for.
Are paying for.
A
Okay,
company will
okay.
pay ISC, and that's depending on the number of years that they want to give on your visa. That thing is expensive. If they're going to do it for one person and it's costing them not less than £5,000 to do it, imagine they now have to bring 10 people. And this doesn't count the fact that, businesses run on money. If you want people, how will you pay salaries? How will you keep the overhead cost of business?
Fair.
How would you
Okay.
keep?
It's a
How will
fair-
you
it's a
keep
fair
up?
argument.
Keep up with the business
However-
structure? Come on,
Wait.
it's a lot of money. So if
Let
a
me
company
let
is
me
willing to
play
take that
devil's
chance
let
on
me
you,
play devil's
you best do
advocate
your
to your
best
devil's
business.
advocate. let me play devil's advocate to your devil's advocate. I understand that and I get it. But what would you then say if, like, obviously this company has thought about this thought process and they know that this is going to be expensive or not and all of that. They are aware that this employee has told them this is when my visa runs out. and I would need an answer and all of that. But they don't say anything to like a month, a week till the person's visa runs, and they're like, actually, we're not interested
That
again.
one is wicked.
That's the thing.
That one.
That's an
in fact, the
isolated.
risk-
I'll call that one more.
And it's not as if the
incident.
employee was quiet. The employee is like,
been
okay, has been like
reminding.
sending reminders. Okay, what's up? They're like, oh, we'll get back to you. I've just sent in our application or something, whatever the kini was. But then
That one
the
you can
week
take them
off,
up
and they're
legally.
like,
you can sue them now. Go to
no,
the
sorry.
You can go.
Honestly,
you can sue them
I
now.
feel like things
Go
like
to
that.
citizens advice, go to trade union. Go to
I
trade
don't always.
union.
I don't. You know what? I don't always like to believe that stories exactly pan out like that.
even
Let
what
me tell you
stories?
why.
It does. my
Let me
dear.
let me tell you why. Because
I pretty
I
much
don't
almost
know.
experienced
I always
it.
feel like there's always
I did.
something that always led to that point. Now I'm not blaming either the employee. Do you get? And I think I'll put more blame on the employer, because if an employer has been reminding you over and over and over and over again with respect to their visa, the least you can do is at least tell them and we rip the band-aid early, so they can sort themselves out. But to keep it to a point where you know that they've almost, and this thing, it happened to me.
Are you serious?
Personally,
Wow.
it happened to me personally. So I understand like these things. These things
and I'm
happen.
still suffering.
Do you understand?
Outcome.
I get that these
whatever
things
till
happen,
date.
but that's why I said there are two sides, or let's say three sides to a story. There's my side, your side, and the truth.
and the
Essentially.
home office side.
And the home office side, which is your own version of the truth. So it's in that instance, I would say it's better to obviously read the bandit early so that person can figure it out. But bear in mind that it still doesn't change the fact that you may not necessarily have that time to actually fix it, and it really depends on how long you have on your visa.
Okay.
My
in
own is
hindsight.
don't make
You
promises ab initio. Don't.
Yeah,
How
definitely.
about that?
Oh, never believe anybody that says, "I promise I will do this." Oh, please,
How about that?
this is me speaking of
Yeah.
first hand
Me, I even had a signed agreement, and they still went back on their word. So how much more somebody giving you a verbal, you know?
Oh, exactly.
promise?
Never,
Stuff
even
like that.
I'm telling you, never ever anyone that says, "Oh, don't worry, we'll sort it out when like forget it." Just don't bother. Sort it out. It's not you need to sort it out before you get in there. Don't sort it out when you're in
And
there.
always have a
It
smoking
has
gun.
always
have your
always
smoking
put
gun.
more often than
Or
not
your Hail
put people
Mary.
in trouble.
Put people in trouble.
Always.
And then it gets people
this- and
desperate.
it's
So that's
funny
when
because
people
this
now.
just even
That's when the thought of
reminded
buying
me of one
COS
case
comes up.
I just dealt with recently for someone, and it was pretty much like a situation that where contract had already, like they signed contract. The person has even started doing the training for the job. They did the background check, the vetting, because the person was on a previous
onboarding and all
was on a previous visa, but obviously to switch to work for you, you need them to sponsor you, and that's why I say if you're trying to switch employer, before you switch employer, please collect that COS before you go and start working for them. Collect it. Don't go and work for them and then wait for them to give you COS.
It's really
I'm telling
rough
you,
on the streets, man. Like,
no,
what the hell?
collect that COS before, because this thing really messed this person's visa thing. Got into the job, and now they said, "Oh, unfortunately, we won't be able to sponsor your visa." And you're like, "Oh, can you tell us how you will sort out your?" And she's like,
It's you. It's you that was
excuse
supposed to sort it
well,
out.
No, that kind of case, the person should go to citizens advice. Go online. There are a lot of ways to advocate.
But that's the thing. You will go to citizen advice if you want to advocate. You cannot be advocating when you are pending, when your thing is still
No,
pending.
you have a valid because you're not in the country illegally.
No, you're not in the country illegally, but you are living. You're on a lifeline, in the sense that you have a pending application that has not been heard.
Yeah, but
No.
this
And
automatically.
your normal visa. Look at it. Let me give you context. Your visa has already, the visa you were previously on had expired, but before it expired, there was another application that was concurrent, which was a pending skilled worker visa application. But before that visa is still pending, you got another job that potentially could sponsor
Yeah.
you. Then you moved on to that other job. Fine, man, you still have a pending visa application with respect to the skilled worker application you already made initially. Okay, but it's still pending. And normally, if you have a pending visa application, you're fine. There's
You're
nothing
fine.
wrong. You're not here illegally.
Yeah.
You get.
Until a
Until
decision comes out.
Exactly, so you're fine. Now you go to that job, in hopes that they would also be able to sponsor you, issue you another COS, so you can swap one for the other, which is fine. And then they tell you no, but the previous job that gave you the COS, you've left them.
Yeah, that's why I said there are grounds for you to challenge them.
You've left them. So even if you
Because
want to
they've left you
challenge it,
stranded.
yeah, you're stranded now. and you want to challenge it, but the
There are
first thing,
grounds.
the
There are trade
priority-
unions.
No, but the
Omotolu.
priority now is which one takes priority? You fighting the company and saying they cannot issue COS, or you trying to sort out your
Trying
visa?
to sort
You
out your
complete
visa.
concurrently. Because what you want to do, you're going to go back into the job market. Whilst you're at it, you take them up. If at best they should be able to put you on a placeholder until you get yourself sorted. You should be able to come to a point. You know, the person won't have money to get a private
No, but
lawyer
this
to
person has
advocate
been
for you.
there's been correspondence back and forth and all of that. It's not like I said the person not doing concurrently.
You're not getting
But
what I
it's
mean.
not
What I mean
working.
is that they have gone back on their word, and you had already
Oh,
made
there
plans.
was no promise, oh, by the way. There was no
They
promise.
no, you said that they had told them,
They had put
told
it
the
there.
person that they were going to give you a COS.
Sorry.
And
Yeah,
you
let
left
me-
the previous
let me-
job that gave you a
Let
COS.
me correct that.
You are stranded
Let
now.
me correct that. There's always a caveat when somebody says, "Oh, COS, whatever." COS is never guaranteed. So this was pretty much the caveat that was on that job.
If there's a caveat, then it cancels everything.
Do you see? There was always a caveat.
But if there
there.
isn't, but you've told
okay.
person outrightly, we're going to do
There was
this,
always,
and then you don't
always
do
a
that.
caveat there.
Okay.
However, the person had already spoken to people within the team, and they're like, "Oh, refer you to this person, and all things were going smoothly up until the point it came to the decision of whether, unfortunately,
So it's a warning to people out there. You
Get
know,
that COS
look at
beforehand,
look
my
at
dear.
those
Just
things
get it
clearly
beforehand.
before you do anything.
because
get
more often than
involved.
not, that's what they will be relying
Yeah.
on. And unfortunately, this is like I said, there are different situations and different circumstances that will play out with respect to leaving people stranded.
Okay.
And depending on the type of situation, there are obviously avenues for you to rectify those, but there are situations where you are genuinely stranded, and it's not because of maybe you did anything wrong in hindsight, but because of the way situations just play out.
In fact, there's even still that twist of redundancy, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Redundancy is another
Fair.
thing that protects even the employer.
Protects
So
them,
you
yeah.
can't really say you are going to drag them because the law allows them to make you
to make you
redundant
redundant.
if they have reasonable cause for it. You get.
When you see anyone that is on a skilled workers visa in this UK and they've already gotten the ILR, I want to say congratulations, guys.
Because even on
You're-
your skilled work visa, you are still pending.
Congrats,
Still
guys.
paying, and
You
they can
made
just switch
it.
up on
Anything
you.
can, yeah.
Anything can happen. Even you being on
Because
this.
tomorrow they can just say, threshold is 70K. What are you going to
What are you
do?
going to do? Do you get?
Nothing.
I think for me, maybe at our closing remarks, I'll probably say more about this, but I think it's for people to look at ways they can increase their skill sets. Increase
I
your
mean, I was going to say shine your eyes, but
qualifications.
okay,
You
yeah,
know,
that too.
Still to
That
shine
too.
your eyes. You know, increase,
shine your eyes
make
well at
yourself
it.
difficult
Yeah.
for a company to let go of. You know, it's
Add
more
value.
work.
That's true.
And that's one thing that I've noticed. A lot of people who are on this 5
But
year.
what about people that add value and then their company they are recognizing the value, but you're not adding the salary?
Yeah, but then it will be difficult for them to let you go. That's the point. They will find a way
Make
to
yourself difficult. That
to let
put
go.
yourself there in the point
When
where
you are
you are
in-
indispensable.
When you are
But
in
I'm
the
tired.
company, when you're in the company, you have to make sure that your deliverables are over delivering in such a way that the company is making more money
Can I
on
say
your
this?
account
I feel like
as much as possible.
as Africans, as immigrants, as black people, we can never catch a break. We always have to overachieve.
Overcompensate.
Overcompensate. Okay. Now you wouldn't say this to, not that I'm even faulting you for saying this, but it's our reality. You wouldn't say this to a UK national, a white person, or somebody who was you wouldn't say make sure you add value and all of that. You got the job. They are there. Like,
Unfortunately, they can't relate.
it's blowing my mind that I was born into this world and I'm already at a disadvantage because I'm like, okay, how do I get to how do I get to an average level overachieve? If I guarantee you that if somebody born here, or a white person or somebody was putting in as much effort as the average immigrant is putting, like, they probably would be billionaires or something, because it's just like the system is set up against us from the get-go.
So that means this point you're making only applies to people in diaspora trying to relocate or trying to look for a better life. Because I don't think it's, personally, I wouldn't say it's a general rule.
I don't think
It's just because we are in a situation where we are trying to get a better life for ourselves. If our country wasn't a sham that it is, respectfully right now, we wouldn't be
But
having
even
this
no,
conversation.
it's still to your point that the people that are here, make yourself,
What am I doing here?
make sure.
Are you?
Do you understand?
Are you? What am I doing here?
Do you
There's
understand?
a king size
See,
bed
see.
waiting for me.
See, to my
Do you
to that
understand?
point,
A very
I'd like
comfortable king size bed.
to that point, I'd like to chip a bit of anti-chemi into this, because I really want to talk about a little bit.
I know you're itching.
No, like
to talk about Kemi.
What was Auntie Kemi doing?
I need to understand. I need to understand this statement. The UK is our home, and we need to protect it. From what and from whom?
Please, let's not.
I need to understand. The UK is not a hotel.
See,
That's why. That's why. But
she's a citizen and she's a politician.
And you're heading there. Aren't we all
okay,
heading there?
you said politician. I was not like,
Sorry.
sorry.
And she's a politician.
Fair.
Politicians will
I mean,
say
I have my theories about what's going
everything.
on, but
say everything that the
Well, I'm not a
public
citizen. Let's not talk.
wants to
Please.
hear.
let's get our
Let's keep quiet.
She's a politician. She's a citizen.
I was not going to-
What do you expect her to say?
There was one reel I saw, and then the person was like, when you realize that your rival is a British citizen, let me not talk. Let me not say anything.
So I feel like everyone needs to stay in their lane.
My visa.
No, I feel like everyone needs to stay in their lane. Everyone needs to, and the truth is this, in as much as I want to say, oh, the UK is this, the UK is that, oh, the UK, you guys are just being unnecessarily dramatic, I don't really fault them for it in hindsight, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
They opened their arms to you to come here to do things the right way. You came here and thought you can change the things of this country into the way your own country is. Hell no. You are not here. You're not here by right. It is, and the truth is, as much as people hate, exactly as much as people hate,
We're happy to be here.
it is not.
We are very
it is not-
excited.
No, but let's be honest to ourselves. It is not a right. There are reasons why rules are in place. If you cannot follow the
Not right,
rules,
but I'm paying for it.
if you can't follow the rules, then maybe you should reconsider why you are here. Respectfully,
But
you should reconsider why
nobody
you are here.
is even saying let's not follow the rules. But I think it is the.
But that's what people are people following the rules.
Please, let's leave them. Let's leave those ones.
Let's talk about those that are following
Let's
the
look at the
rules.
ones that are following the rules. So, but it is even situations of making statements that make immigrants. Yes, we recognize the privilege we have. Don't get us wrong. We come from a country that if we could stay in our
from a
country,
rich country.
if
We come from a rich country. Let's nip that in the bud.
if we could stay in our countries, we would. But
Oh well.
we don't want to. Anyway, but I'm trying to say, like,
You see that thing? We don't want to. Why?
No, just that's IJ. Please, that's IJ. That's IJ.
you want
Personal.
to?
I don't mind if I have everything. Bro,
That's the thing.
Bro.
I don't have what I need to live in Nigeria.
Okay.
I think that's
because
the.
look at us here.
Is it because I can't stay in Nigeria?
Two-thirds of the year.
Is
we
it
are-
because
the
of
weather is a
that?
mess.
Is it because I can't stay in Nigeria that you did me like this? I'm like,
I would have given you a death.
but the concept of making,
But
but the concept of making immigrants feel like, I don't use the word outsiders because technically we are, but how much of an outsider would you be when you're literally paying taxes, like doing the average minimum of what someone who already was born here does and all of that, and you're actually just saying, we're not a hotel, we're not this, we're not what are you doing here, blah blah, like to cover it all up. The most painful part is there are Nigerians who have got citizenship. I'm like, yes, tell them these people should go. And I'm just like, auntie, calm down. Like nobody came to you when you came to this country and all of that. So like, so what will you say about that in that aspect? Like, there's already, almost feels like you're trying to just other this person away, and you're like, this is ours. I've gotten mine. So you guys figure out whatever the hell you want to do right now, and all. I just think it is the. Should I say the? I'm sounding like a woman in an argument. So I just feel like it's the tone, and you
How
can't.
do you want them to tell you the truth?
Is that the truth?
It's the
No,
reality of it is their reality now.
How do you want them to tell you the truth?
Whose reality? The Nigerians that became British citizens or the actual?
The minute but let's be real. The minute you you become rather a UK citizen, your perception of things will change. Whether
Your
you like,
priorities will
Let's
shift.
check back
whether
in
you-
2035.
whether you want to admit it or not, subconsciously it will change. Because the truth is, the struggles that you went through, you will not be able to relate again. You won't be able to relate again because things have now.
I
you
feel
be
like-
able to relate.
No, like,
but
but I mean,
your
like
priorities
moving on,
wouldn't
it would
probably
change.
be
Do you get
about that.
you
because
won't
it
you,
doesn't
like
directly affect
you won't be able
you.
to relate to someone that just came into the UK and say, these things is because that's not your current reality. Now you'll be able to relate in terms of like struggles, obviously, because you've gone through it. But I mean in terms of like moving
I
forward.
feel like
with
that
your life, because you already have the benefits of a citizen. You already have like, do you get? You won't be able to like say, sorry, don't. All you can say is offer comfort and
So
say,
wait.
oh, sorry, don't worry.
Normally, I'm a
You
wicked
get
person.
there.
But I feel like in this situation, I will not be as heartless. Here's why. So I don't know if you've met people who. Okay, wait. Let me start this way. I usually used to say that if I could, people who come into the UK, maybe as students or something, I don't know them anything, but the most help I can give, I would give them because I knew what I went through.
Definitely.
When I was
You
in
came
UK,
down the
I
street.
was alone and
definitely.
all of that and stuff like that. So
I've always walked by that mantra as
looking,
well.
yeah, like, but if I'm looking at it from that aspect, I don't think I would have that mentality that most, not UK, people who were born here and white folks and all of that, but Nigerians who moved and then became citizens. I don't think I will have that mentality. There's a
I think
Okay.
it has to do
pure
with
wickedness.
I
I
get
get
what
what
you're
you
saying.
mean.
There's a wickedness
I
that
get what
comes
you're
with it.
saying, but that will come from
But how
individuals.
many
though.
people have you seen aside Kemi? Who else is in this category?
No. I heard of somebody that was saying that, yes, tell them, like, the person was really, like, on it, like,
Yeah,
no,
there are
they can't
exemptions.
see.
That's
No, but
crazy.
they're not
That's
exactly-
No, it
crazy.
was
That's-
giving, like, you know how Nigerian soldiers, if they see you wearing camo, they're like, how dare you? I suffered in this thing for that, and then you just bought it and you're wearing, like, that's what
No,
I'm
but
trying to say.
I
Like,
feel like another thing is that
They
why
are- to me,
I
they
would
are
never,
not- they are
I would
non-
never
they are
understand there.
non-significant.
I would never understand why
They are
people actually want
insignificant.
other people to go through the same struggle they went through to get to where they want to be. If you can make
it
life
actually is
easy
a
for
Nigerian
someone,
trait, by the way.
if
That's
I'm
a
being honest,
Nigerian trait.
if you can make things easy for someone, please do that. In fact, I am the champion of that. I remember when I was doing my LPC. At the time when I came to do my LPC, because I did my GDO LPC.
It's for those who don't
in the
know,
UK.
an LPC is a
Legal practice course.
See, you see, I've just told my
I
face.
know,
I was like,
see,
let me not ask.
I promise you, at the time, I didn't even know about the QLTS, the qualifying lawyers route
Please,
to
when
come
you
here,
say, just-
which would have been an easier route for me to take rather than doing the GDO LPC I did. But the minute I already entered this, there was nothing I could do. I paid money. It's nothing I want to do.
Yeah.
Funny
But the
enough,
minute I noticed that there was an easier path for people to take, there were people that reached out to me, and I told them, I
Should I
said,
just say blowing that
don't
trumpet,
do
just
it,
like
though.
doing this way.
don't do this one, no. Do it this way.
But
Even
you know,
when the SQE
on
came
this
to-
topic
do you
again,
understand? SQ is faster to get qualified than get. Say if you're a foreign qualified
think so.
lawyer.
see,
I
on this
think with
topic,
LPC let's not
you know
talk
the
about
way
LPC,
you-
because me, I feel
this
I'm
thing
the
that you
one
just
that-
said-
Rather, SQE.
this thing that I just said
the
about
advantage
you,
and
you advise
disadvantage.
people,
Yeah.
don't go this way, don't go this way, don't go this way. Most Nigerians, in fact, I think I've even been in this situation where somebody was like, oh, they want to come in through a care visa, blah, 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 blah. Immediately, and it was not even one of those legit ones and all of that. It was buying COS, and the company looked a bit shady. Immediately, I was like, don't do that. You're in Nigeria. Look for other ways, like maybe a student visa and all of that. So you're already like, you've come here and you've seen the lay of the land. You're like, okay, this is the better option for you. And this person would just not have it. And they're like, no, like, why would I come? It's me go to school again. And no, like, and all that.
My
So
dear.
there's just this whole, you're already there, so you don't want me to.
All you can do, my dear, is offer advice. Decision
Oh my
lies solely with the person that wants to do it. That's just the truth.
Bruh.
So I was going to add one more myth just before we move from this point real quick. Well, this is not a myth actually. It's actually something that's also been added to the rules. It's no longer 2-year post-study visas now. It's now 18 months.
Oh, has it been added already? I thought it was
it's
still
there.
considering.
It's there. I read it. I still
2
read
years
it
is
this
more
morning.
safe, and in 18 months.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
reduced it to 18 months.
I think that it's not they've done it, they are
For
trying to
students.
reduce it.
It's there. I will show you after we're done. I'll show you. Yeah, it's 18 months now, so it's something that also may.
For post-study visa.
Do you know
Anyway,
what this is
yeah.
giving? You know how.
So
these
just so you
tweets
don't
that
know, if you want
is
to come
it-
here as a student, it's 18 months
It's 18
now.
months, it's not 2 years. You have to
It's
look for a
not
job.
2 years. Don't say we not tell you,
You know
now.
when they're like, oh, what advice would you give yourself when you were younger? They will now show a picture of you as a baby. I should have been buying a house, or I should have been saving money. So I should just land in the UK like this as a student. Start looking for a job because that's your no, that post-study. I don't. For me, because I was
That
on
2
the
years
graduate
is fast.
route.
18 months to be faster.
Yeah. And I literally spent my student year working to save that money for that that 2 years.
Nah. Who didn't? Even me.
The way my chest moved as I paid for
And then
that
you're dropping
visa.
that money like this. You
Boom.
go. I say your chest, they come out of your body.
That and that time the health charge was around 600 and something. Though. I was paying for 2 years.
Yeah.
You can imagine now.
There's
Wait,
1,000.
so how many years you pay for? It's 18 months. Will you pay for the whole 2 years, or they'll find out they will do
I
the
think
UK?
they would
cap it
they'll
now.
prorate-
They'll have to-
they'll
they have to
prorate
Sorry, I'm not a math person, so I don't know.
I'm not a mad person.
And
but
they will
I
tell you
know
by
how
the time
to-
you're doing it, it will calculate it.
you know they calculate it
automatically for you.
automatically anyway, so they will tell you what to do.
There's something I wanted to say.
Honestly. And then there's also something for kids, for children that we were talking about before we started. Children who are born British born, now you don't have to wait 7 years. It's now 5 years. For you to get for the children to get their citizenship.
So I'm a Nigerian. My husband's a Nigerian.
You have a child.
We have a child here.
After 5 years, the child can apply for ILR.
For ILR.
That's
what about
if
citizenship?
You aren't citizenship. 12 months after you can apply now.
That's
in
the child.
6th year. Yeah. Even
so
you.
When the child now becomes wait now.
Year.
So if I have a child next year, not that I am pregnant, but if I have a child next year and after 5 years, let's say me I'm in my first year.
We can't use you as an example because you're going to get your kidney in 3 years.
That's why I say, okay, now forget all of that. Let's say I'm in my first year and I have a child. Me and my husband have a child.
You're in your first year of what?
Of
skilled work.
Anything. First year in the UK.
Okay.
Anything. Have a child. And in 5 years' time, the child gets. So let's just say, no, because you say skilled work, let's just say normal kidney student and then graduate through whatever. So not skilled worker. So my one is the 10-year route that will get it and all of that. So in 5 years' time, my child gets the ILR. And then 12 months' time, the child gets British citizenship. What about me? Can I apply because the child is not a citizen?
Yes.
Like, not in the 5 years, skinny, but as the child is a citizen, I can apply.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there are ways to apply for it.
So I could have just had a child.
Yeah, because the idea is that how do you want to care for this child if you're not here?
Interesting.
That's the ground. That's
has that always been on ground or?
Yeah,
there are different. There are different visa routes.
That people are not even paying attention.
That people don't know about. Exactly.
Why you stress yourself?
There are different visa routes that people.
The only thing.
Don't pay attention to.
But
you see?
It's true.
And I think because of people have boxed themselves in one particular sector,
that is
they are no longer looking at any
and
other
that
ones.
is why that sector is overcrowded. And that's why we're having issues because of that sector. Because of that overcrowding now, they've blocked it for people coming from outside.
When you can just have a child, just be a baby mama, guy.
But it's not straightforward, though. It's not so straightforward.
See, it's not as easy as that. Don't mind this girl.
Because there are a lot of things to prove.
No, but you guys are saying
at the end of the day, you need to seek proper legal advice.
Yes.
Individual circumstances differ. Yeah. So you cannot obviously use this as like the generic template for because of Violet and Omotolu. I said if you go and do it, wait till you see.
But you are qualified solicitor.
No be advice they give on the opinion of what is going on here.
Actually, you should have disclaimer. This is just
definitely. Every visa episode.
Just make sure you share seek legal advice so that you not be hearing stories that are taught. If you not say you listen to TNA podcast.
I just be like before the episode starts, just be like I beg, this is advice about. Please and please.
He's player. He's not serious.
Well, it's not play.
He's not
Before home office watches and they're like, actually,
get the gist of the entire thing.
I watched one thing and some girls said a few things about.
Okay. So, summary at the moment before we touch on other things, if we can touch on other things. Basically, people in Nigeria should just chill for now. Like
not necessarily
through the healthcare
route.
Healthcare routes.
But skilled worker, I said there's a
anybody
new salary
that is telling you, let me
yes.
just say this. Anybody that is telling you that, don't worry, I will get you a job, healthcare.
Okay, so
in
that
UK,
one.
Just leave it away.
Leave it. It's
and
a lie.
About payment of COs. Don't let anybody bamboozle you. Because right now, what I think is going to be happening is people who are greedy, who have COSs, or who
have the license.
Yes, can be funny to trick people back home. So this one, maybe you should loud this one when you're putting this editing. People abroad, not just even Nigeria, in case other people from other countries are watching this, don't let anybody bamboozle you with giving you a COS. You cannot get into the UK anymore after the 22nd of this month, without...
Do you know what they're going to hear now? Or some people will hear now. 22nd of this month. Okay, so that means...
You can do sharp.
I can do sharp.
And even that sharp no go work.
Because let me tell you why the danger in that sharp. Don't forget that the Home Office reserves the right to respond to you in how many weeks? Is it not 14 weeks? Or be how many weeks?
But is it not dependent on when you make the application?
On a visa application.
So if I make the application next week, it's still not 22nd. Won't that still be applied to?
No, it's the current rules that will be applying to whatever application you make.
Yes.
Okay,
fair.
You get?
Okay.
Not,
it's based on at the time you applied.
After 22nd of July.
So,
but I think the problem
it's not
easy to get a COS issued to you by the Home Office quick. So even the Home Office, they know what they are doing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's not like as if someone makes a request for COS, I can almost guarantee you that it's not going to come out in the next 2 weeks.
They may stall it.
They will stall it. It's not going
They
for the next
will
2
want
weeks.
to do that actually.
So whatever date that it comes out,
I feel
Even
like
if
they're
guess
not like
what? Some of these COS scammers, some of these COS scammers, what some of them do is that they use one COS
that they've already used before.
for someone else, and then they give somebody else.
They'll be reissuing.
So that's what we're saying. The best thing to do is remove your mind
See,
from
the way
coming
you
in
did your eye like
through
this.
that route.
Things they
Things they happen now.
Things
We
are
had a lot of
happening,
complaints, and it was so bad. There was even we had to start a campaign at some point, for COS scammers.
Yes, no, they can
Name and shame, name and shame, name and shame.
like, and what do you mean
that?
that? Like somebody
Some
who
people-
posts on WhatsApp status, COS available. Like, what? Sorry, what? Like,
You'll be like market.
the one I even find more ridiculous is like flight to South Africa available. Like, I'm just like, so what do you mean by COS available? It is you can sell it online. Like, what do you
Or
mean by
how?
that? Like, hey,
People
God.
think it's easy to issue to a COS. I can almost guarantee any COS you're getting like is quick and fast, and you're saying in the next 3
You
days.
should be worried.
I promise you should be worried because Home Office they're not.
Are people not
See,
afraid?
I promise the Home Office are not exactly they're not looking at you, and they're not it's the quickest of people. Like they don't send you. They'll be take their pretty little time. They'll get to you when they can. And
That's it.
before you even made your own,
Although,
there are other people that were in the queue.
This
So
is-
please,
In
wait your
fact, the
time.
Home Office sometimes, when they exceed the designated time for them to respond to you, they can still be quiet. It happened to me.
yeah.
When I did an application, they had already exceeded the timeline that I was given for how long you should wait. And there was no way for you to reach out to them, because if you call that number,
Yeah.
those ones are
They
customer
can't-
care. They don't
I
have
would
anything
say
to tell
that-
you.
I don't know about, like, COS.
You're waiting.
I don't know
Adi,
about
you need
skilled
to,
worker
like,
visas, but other visas, graduate route, I got it, because I got reply on time. But dependent visa, I think I got the answer like in 2-3 days, because see, dependent visa is the most invasive visa I've ever done, because I'm now taking screenshots of chats. Like like you guys, I promise you were in love. I'm taking screenshots.
This was when
They're
you
like,
said,
it says,
to me.
do you know, I created a whole, I see, they should hire me, so I'll actually be looking at people's application, because I created a whole PDF file on Google Drive and all of that, different folders. Guys.
Hey, I don't do PDF.
You say, I was like, our
Arrange.
proposal.
You write it.
This is when Mr. Asked me out. The card that I posted, I was like, when he asked me to be his girlfriend,
Yeah.
I took a picture of that. I was like, this is when he asked me on this date. All the tickets from when I was in Leeds and when he was living in another city. Screenshots, okay. When I now, because we're like, why are you not living together? I said, I now proved, see, this is where I was working, this is where he was working. I now moved to London. We now decided that I wanted to be close to each other. So he was living in a closer city to London. See chats, I was like, I miss you so much. Oh my gosh, these train tickets are so expensive. This is like, I feel like
evidence
me, when we got the response, I feel like they were like, oh, let's just give her the visa. And because the way and manner I had
that's
to.
the thing. They're not gonna make it easy for people to just make up.
And
Yeah.
it's about to get tougher, because that's one of the reasons why they're introducing these new rules as well. They want more legitimate
Evidence.
marriages.
I give them legitimate too.
I think there's also a correct an amendment to folks who are married or
there's
who
one-
claim to be legal partners or civil
they
partners.
did some
There
amendments
is
to that,
there
but
is
I'm
one
still,
as well.
I'm still reviewing that.
And the essence
so
of
many
that
case
as well
changes.
is to make sure that people are not doing fraud. Yeah, that are not defrauding the country, claiming that they are married meanwhile they aren't.
They're not.
So,
I gave them legitimate too. No.
People have abused the system.
when I heard a
this
senior
is why
colleague,
we are where we are.
when I heard the senior colleague, say this thing, that in fact what it means now is that for people who are claiming to be married, they have to show more evidence. And I'm like,
More evidence.
I don't think you have done a dependent visa application before, because I'm not worried.
I'm not worried.
Because now so that they do them before.
Yeah.
So you will still do the same thing. I mean, what other evidence do you want
What
to
do
do?
you- like,
Video
leg.
of us kissing.
Unless you're
Oh,
actually-
Video of your legs
Yeah.
crossing each other.
Unless you're actually
Yeah,
worried.
what else are you adding?
Unless
It's
you are
already
worried
an
that
extensive
that
application.
it's not legitimate, then you now start actually you're supposed to be like,
Looking
okay, what
for-
do I?
Exactly.
But if it's already there, then it's already there. But anyway,
Guys,
that's by the way.
a lot of changes are coming out this year. So keep your eyes
Keep your ears
peeled.
There'll
peeled.
probably be
Read.
another episode on this.
Read well. Don't allow anybody to see. Go on the internet. I feel like one thing I want to address is
Yeah, go on TikTok. Sorry.
people
Funny enough,
don't
there's
want
news
to
there too.
read. People will just follow what someone says
Okay.
because person A did this one, person B did this one, you work out for them. Bro, you're not person A, you're not person B.
Nigerians have that mentality towards visa application.
Don't do that.
So
go and
somebody
read.
after we had applied for the global talent visa, it's there. We didn't use anybody's template or anything. We followed the rules. We saw it. This is what they say you should do. This is what they say you should do. This is what they say you should do. And then one person, I think the person was in Nigeria. Person just messaged that, please help us and do it. I'm like, okay. So my husband sent him the link. He said, no, bro, like, do it for me. Like, do it. Like, I said, do you know the emotional toil I went through to write those letters?
If you can't do it yourself, you have lawyers.
Do you get?
My good sis.
No, agents.
My good sis, you will charge them, eh?
Pet peeve, guys. Not even, why call it pet peeve? That is my peeve. Agents is my peeve. Don't do it. Don't do it.
As somebody who has done agents, don't do it,
guys. These rules are serious, and more stricter rules will be coming into place. So everyone needs to actually sit up.
I think those rules
dust their books, or they are not. If you think you go back to reading ABC, if you cannot read properly, go back and
right.
you catch up.
So okay,
more rules are coming, guys. So
final words.
Tuned.
If you had to, let me start with you, Violet. If you had to say 2 pieces of advice, let me give you one. No, not one. Two each. If you have to say something, okay, obviously not to anybody come care. Okay, actually, generally, if you had to give an advice to anybody in the UK or in Nigeria wanting to come over here, or somebody in the UK just regarding this, what would you say about these new changes?
I'll say read and know for yourself, please. Yes, it's a document that's over 130 pages, but please take your time and read it. Read it. Even if you don't want to read it, when I say 130 plus pages, of course, it includes appendices, it includes table of contents. Scan to the point that is important to you, read it. The reason why it's important to read, because I know Nigerians, I hate to say this, but they will say there's a saying, if you want to hide the information from a black person, put it in a book. Don't be that person, all right? Don't be that person. And of course, if you don't have the patience, pay someone to read it for you.
There's always ChatGPT
pay
now.
A lawyer.
ChatGPT
will still for you to read. You still have to read what ChatGPT has said.
Wait, see, there's a hack, by the way, guys.
No, don't tell me to go on ChatGPT.
No, I'm not going to.
Hell no, don't do it.
No,
because ChatGPT said they give wrong information.
Read the direct
No, I'm not saying
rules.
give ChatGPT. So what you do is, I'm going to say, because that's what I did, and I was just like, there's no what? I am actually. When you sent me the document, I was like, there's no way I'm reading this 100 and something. This thing. So I just copied it.
And that's where I was.
I copied it.
in
I pasted
ChatGPT.
it. I was like, explain to me like I am a 16-year-old. Because I first tried it 8 years ago. It was not like, imagine you have a boy. I was like, no.
Not that
Give
bad.
it to me. I'm not that dumb, please. So, and I said, okay. And so I got like the major points. And I said, so I'm not just saying ask ChatGPT for the info. I'm saying copy and paste it. People use ChatGPT for therapy. That's not what you need it to do. You need type of
People use ChatGPT to pray.
No, I beg.
I will share it to you guys.
No.
In a public place, lady was saying, you can tailor
it to your needs.
I was in tears. I was like,
this is what you should use
gracious.
ChatGPT for. If you don't have I can't. I was seeing in some words. I was just like, guy, I don't understand these things.
Okay.
So I just copied it and I pasted it. And I was like, now explain it to me. And then I kind of have an idea, guys. So yeah.
I mean, that's a hack, but I would say take your time and read it. And then guess what? There are a lot of lawyers now who are gracious enough to go on social media to talk about these things, to ask questions.
Okay, no.
All right, my colleague is on TikTok. Barrister Annie. He also goes on TikTok almost every 2 days. For the last 3-4 days, he's been on TikTok talking about this thing, taking questions and all. In the Nigerian community that I'm part of on Twitter, we still had like how many hours session? I think that was the day before yesterday, where a senior colleague broke down this thing. People came with all sorts of questions, and he took his time and answered. So even if
that's a very good. That's a very good.
So,
hack,
but the important thing is sometimes when I hear people say, "Oh, I'm not a Twitter person," then you are not a visa person.
Actually,
bruh, something has to give. You have to read it.
I'm actually not a Twitter person, but if I want to know something,
you have to
I'll just go on
way
Twitter and
find
go
out
and check,
about
because
it.
there's no way you wouldn't find out the info on Twitter.
Now, where they trick
Anytime
you?
WhatsApp is down, I'll go and check Twitter. Is WhatsApp
See
down?
what's
And
going
then
on.
If it's tricking your body, you do something about
Yeah,
it.
no, that's it.
And then the second thing I'd say, is increase your skills. Please use your brain cells. Put them to work.
Bro.
Do you understand? And I don't care how old you are, respectfully.
Yeah.
can do
smart.
it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
If you're in Nigeria, you're in Togo, you're in Kenya, you're in Ghana, wherever you are, it does
have to
not
go Ghana
restrict you.
last.
If you could survive Nigeria,
Wherever
bro,
you are,
you can
everything
do
now
this
is online. So many free courses, so many, certification courses that gives you an edge. Look for what is in demand. Look in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years in this country, what are they going to need more of? Go and start getting the qualification for it. And I'm going to end with this. There's this thing about care work, and other people go like, oh, are we just going to take 5 years of our lives and just be doing care work because we're waiting for, to get to the point of doing our ILR? It's as if you've wasted 5 years of your life. And guess what? I dare say 75% or 70% of people who are in the care industry have looked at their lives like that. It's not right. There's so many things you can do within those 5 years whilst you're doing that healthcare work. We have a lot of qualified professionals who are doing healthcare just because they want to make sure that they get their visas or get their papers after 5 years. What should you do? Increase your skills. There has to be more you can give yourself. And this one is a straight out challenge to everyone out there. There's so many things you can do in the comfort of your home. Don't pack shifts like Ebola that is carrying dirt in the street. Don't be like that. I know you are looking for, please, I'm not insensitive. I'm not insensitive to the needs of people, genuine needs for families and all of that.
And stuff.
But you need to think projectively. As you leave that care after 5 years, what value are you going to bring to the skills market? When you leave care, are you going to continue in care after 5 years? What are you going to now use to enter the job market to find the proper job?
Yeah.
How do you even adjust your mental?
For the 5 years. How
do you adjust your mental, your mental capacity from doing care work that doesn't ask
because
anything
what
of your
happens is
mental?
that after that 5 years, if they are still focused on the fact that they're wasting their life, they still end up wasting that life and
Exactly, because it's your comfort zone.
I'm just here. Why
You
not
haven't
just
improved.
continue?
Do you understand? So, but and
This
guess
is not
what?
to say that care is bad, actually.
It's
but
not. I would say respectfully, care is not the way. It's a placeholder. And I speak to professionals who are ambitious. I'm speaking to professionals or people who intend to be professionals or who intend to grow their career ladder. I'm speaking to them, and this is not about age because I know elderly people who still are in this thing. I know I don't want to go into that, but please, as much as possible, you don't even know whether tomorrow these folks in the UK can come up and say, you know what, this care thing we are not even doing again. We have a way. We have created a system where we don't need you guys anymore. Then what happens? What value? What value are you going to bring? What value are you going to bring to the UK eventually?
I don't think
And I feel like what they can probably do is that they will now start putting more investment in training their people.
Yes, no.
From college.
Yeah.
And some of these things. Do you understand? So I mean,
well, this is not gonna come
increase
in
your skill sets, please. I beg. Cheers.
I think for me,
Cheers, dear.
it's
Cheers.
just a matter of like, don't be complacent. I think a lot of people are just complacent. Oh well, don't do it.
See, as I am like this, what's on my mind?
Don't do it.
I want to make money.
Don't do it.
Obviously, I'm bring souls to Christ, but I want to make money.
See, money. And whenever I say this thing, it always sounds very cliche. Money shouldn't be your driving force to do things. If I'm being honest,
you just said after I said
sorry.
to make
Money shouldn't be your driving force to do something. I think you should be more concerned about what value you're going to bring and also how much of an impact you make. Because I can promise you, when you are valuable, money will come.
But can I not want to be valuable and want money?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Because I
My
want to
point
go on
is,
trips.
if your sole focus is on money, guess what? People that they've made money. Look at case and point. Look at God. Rest is so. Diogo Jota that died recently. The footballer. He achieved a lot of things in the space of May and June, and now he's gone. What happened to all the money?
They got the cup.
All the money that he has made in this world. What happened to it? Did he carry it with him? No.
But the value
he
brought to
Liverpool. But if value he brought to the cup, that's the reason why they've now retired that 20 jersey.
Right. I'm not a Liverpool
it's
fan.
Not a matter.
By the way,
I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'm just using that as
I
an
realized that me
example.
rolling my eyes was just very disrespectful. So, but I rolled my eyes because
my point is, do not allow money to only be the only thing in your head. They are saying you're going to do something, because I can almost guarantee you might get the money, but at what cost?
Okay.
And just do things right, guys. Please do things right.
The right way, legitimately.
Because do
it
things
is
right.
because
Do
of that
things legal.
illegitimate ways that
That is why we're even in this
That's why
position
we're
right now.
situation right now.
Do the right thing. You
the
know
right
what
thing.
the right thing. If you're hesitating, don't do it, because there's a reason why you're hesitating. If you have an hesitation, saying
Don't
that
do it.
just don't bother
Honestly,
doing it.
Honestly, this one, that last point. Sorry, let me just touch on it 2 seconds again. Please stop doing mago. I beg you.
Sorry for the abroad audience. What is
Mago
mago?
mago? Stop being. Don't do that. This is a Nigerian podcast. Sorry. If you need the interpretation, speak to a Nigerian.
Do things legit, guys.
Legitimate.
Be legitimate.
Go be legitimate, guys.
Don't go to the corners. Don't go to the
go to the
corners.
corners.
Don't cut
Do the right
corners. Cutting corners will
This
cut your
system
life.
works. The
Wait, I'm
system in the UK
We
works.
cut your
what
life.
you get away with in Nigeria, you can't get away with here.
Do
They'll
you
come
know what?
for
It's
you.
so
Bam.
sad
Sooner
that
or
in
later.
Nigeria, to actually survive, you actually have to cut corners
Literally,
to do
system
The
things.
system is
forces
rigged that
you
way.
to.
It is. It's so.
Can we not talk about Nigeria?
Yeah,
Because my
bruh.
heart is full.
My country
I-
is rich, guys. Our country is rich.
Show me that.
Whenever you want to say,
Please.
I just
I'm a
this is
British
where
citizen
Yeah. Yeah.
in my hotel.
Now why person try to say I want to speak Nigerian.
Okay. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you
you
so
for
much.
having
It was
us.
it was a very informative episode. I didn't know some things. I didn't know that I have by 2030 that I.
Sorry, one more thing I forgot to add
Yeah.
as well. The idea in these rules is the fact that they want to be recruiting more people that have their skills level is at RQF level 6.
What's
That's
RQF level
graduate
6?
level.
Okay, graduate level.
So if you don't have the skills of a graduate level, I said now is the time, like Violet said, to actually
start working on that. Okay.
Exactly, start working
That's
on
why
that.
they
Not
keep
just any
increasing the
random
threshold.
person that
Exactly.
just gets
Exactly,
gets the
because
job.
when
Which
they
seems
when
like
they
a legit
moved, yeah,
Yes.
when they moved that threshold to 41,600, a lot of roles were affected automatically, because even the graduate job is not even paying that amount of money to start with. Do you understand?
They are forcing you to.
They are
bump.
forcing
They're
you
bump your
to upskill,
career,
To
yeah.
upskill. So in fact, like Bale said, this is the time for you to upskill. There's a lot you can do in 1 year.
Because it will. If they
There is
they are-
a lot
if they
you
are-
can do in 1
if
year.
they are
1
changing
year.
rules every. It's not just last year they switched crew. It has become an every year thing. What do you think will happen in 5 years?
In 5 years, damn.
Think about it. So you're doing yourself a world of good.
So is
Increase
that
your
graduate
skills.
level? That graduate level skill. is something I wanted to-
Credit card you're taking.
So
In
in a way,
you're
the
taking.
UK
Use it to go and do certifications.
So,
It's better.
in a
It
way,
has
the UK
more
is forcing
future
me to
than-
upskill.
than
That's
books.
forcing you to use your brain.
Bamboo.
Essentially, guys.
All right.
Forcing you to use your brain. To be fair, as you refuse to
And
use
it's
it.
funny because it's not as if they are well, you need to work. You understand? But okay.
Can we-
Escalate,
Can we-
baby.
can we-
Okay. God,
That's all, guys. We hope you
Let-
enjoyed the
let- let me
session.
thank you
We hope you
guys.
enjoyed- And guys, don't
for
forget,
coming.
TNA, we
It's
now
true.
have mesh.
We have merch.
We have mesh. Have you seen our mesh? Guys.
Thank you, guys.
We started sharing. We're ending sharing.
Cling, cling.
Thank
Bye,
you guys,
guys.
for being on the. Let me do my closing.
Yeah, close it.
Thank you guys for. By the way, this episode, by God's special grace, is coming out next week. But it's like
I know you want to cram.
I was supposed to be on break before the next season comes out, and yeah, the UK have forced me out of hibernation. So I'm just doing this for you guys, my loyal listeners. I'm speaking to existence. So thank you guys. Please subscribe. Season 3 is coming. I don't know if I was supposed to make the announcement. My social media manager is going to come for me for saying this now.
Season 3 is coming,
Season
guys.
3 is coming, guys. We have a lot of things coming for you. Thank you for being. I didn't even realize this. I'm just talking. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are
Subscribe,
on
like, share.
subscribe, like, share, subscribe,
Comment.
like, comment, share, subscribe.
Everything.
We are on Instagram. We are on X, formerly Twitter. We are on TikTok. We are on Spotify. We are now on Apple Podcasts. That took us a whole minute, but we are finally on Apple. No, Apple should not shake it.
We are global, guys.
Really, you're
We
not-
We're on
global,
Apple now.
guys.
Like the East
Interesting.
Country, they showed us guy. Anyway, we are now on
that's
Apple
good.
Podcasts. So guys,
Guys, we are global.
we're getting big
Did
girl
you hear
things.
that?
We are global. We're
You're
global.
global now.
Global.
TN is
All right.
global, guys.
Thank you.
Don't sleep
Bye,
on it.
guys.
Bye.